What's going on, everybody? My name is Abby, and once a month I break down a software app from start to finish just to let you all know everything that's available. So this month is going to be CapCut, and we're going to dive right into it. This video might be a little bit long, but I'll leave some chapters here just in case you all want to skip around, but let's get right to it. Okay, so we're going to go to CapCut. CapCut here is available on iPhone and Android. Alright, so on our starting page we have the new projects area, camera, shortcut. This is where all of your edits will be if you already edited here. This question mark is the help center, and then we also have our settings. So let's start off with the help center, okay? Because this is going to be, great for you to give you some more tutorials or some more things that are in depth between the video tutorials and the frequently asked questions in the help center. And then we have the settings here. This is where you get to choose your language. If you want to do default ending, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but this is just, the basics of the software, just in case you will need more information. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to start off in camera. All right, so let's go to camera. Now, when we're in camera, first of all, note to self, or note to all of you, do not record like this. Nobody wants to see up your nose. So this is just for demonstration purposes, but if you're ever recording, please go ahead and make it like this. So I'll do this for now because I don't want you looking at my nose. So what we have here in this camera screen, we have the 3 dots. Those dots is going to tell you this is a timer here. You can set your timer, and here you have your aspect ratios from 9:16 and so on. You can choose how you want to film, and then also you're going to have the resolution that you want to do from the jump, 720 and 1080p. So on an iPhone, on the front camera, I can get up to 1080p, but I'm sure if I switch it around, which is this button right here, you see my computer, that I can probably, nope, can't get up to 4K, but either way, doesn't matter. All right, so those are your resolutions. And then here we have filters, and there's lots and lots of filters. I will not go through them, but you have different categories: movies, nature, retro. Even if you slide, sometimes there are more. They're constantly updating that. Okay, so you have the shoot, which is a basic picture, and then you also have video. This button here will go wider or smaller. Okay, you have that, and then there's effects. There's effects for days. The effects will do a lot of things. If you're shooting full-length videos, you have all these cool things. You can just scroll forever. And then you have makeup, things that you want to do for your face. Let's put on a little hat. Where's my hat? There we go. Hey, okay, freckles and eyes. That was interesting. If you want to take it off, go ahead and press that X button right there. So you have atmosphere, things that change where you are. Right, so those are some fun things that you can do. And once again, if you don't want it, go right to the beginning and press that button right there. So those are filters from your camera, and they update things every now and then when it comes to like different themes and times of the year. So that is quick on camera. So we're going to press X to get out of the camera. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to review shortcuts. So shortcuts, just like any other kind of program where they have an easier version if you just want to plug and play different things. So you tap your shortcuts, okay? And one of the things I tell people, if you make a folder with the things that you want to create, okay, make a folder that makes life easier. So you have an event that you went to, a wedding, a party, make a folder on your phone, go right to it, and then now you know all these things are usable, permissible, all this good stuff, right? So I can tap a number of these different things from a recent trip that I just took, and I can say next, okay? So you can choose videos or photos, right? So now what happens is CapCut will take those images that I said, and they are going to put together a small timeline for me according to the theme, okay? So we have different themes here. There's popular, more popular, artsy, okay? And so, okay, I'll pause that there. You have a number of different things that you can choose from there. And if you want to refresh and see more options, they'll load more templates for you to go and review, and you can use those there, okay? Now, you can change your default sound as well and replace it with something else. And we're going to talk further in depth about how to add more sounds, but that is something that you can do from the jump. Now, here we go. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but as I'm seeing, even in this example, it has a nice little filter, but I'm also seeing a little CapCut logo right here. I'm going to show you all how to get rid of that if you choose to use this, okay? So what you're going to do is tap edit. And when you tap edit on the template that you've chosen, right, this is showing you how they've decided to split it up. So you have 1.5 seconds here, 1.4 seconds. If you wanted to edit that further, You can replace it with a different video. If you don't like where that is, you can crop it, maybe make it smaller or bigger, or you can turn down the volume on that particular clip. But the music is so loud here you can't even hear it. Now, to get rid of that watermark here, you're going to want to edit draft, okay? So I'm going to go here and I'm going to edit the draft. Now, how I find that, this yellow line up here, that's where that is, and that is going to be found in text. So go to text, and this right here, you see, as I've highlighted it, that's where it is. I'm just going to go ahead and just press delete. Bye-bye. So I have that. This is the template that they've made for me. If I'm happy with it and all is good, all is well, I can go ahead and export it, okay? If you wanted the audio from the things that was in here, you can tap this button. We'll talk about that a little bit more later, but if I'm happy with it, I can go ahead and export. We'll talk more about export settings later, but for now, this video is done. It is now going to my camera roll and so on and so forth. I can play it. This is what CapCut has prepared for me. Very simple. So once again, make a folder of an event or an occasion that you went to. Go in here and you can go right to shortcut, choose a template, boom, bam, done. Got it? Okay, so after shortcuts, we're going to go to new project. Now this is where things get a little intense. So if you need to go get a drink of water, get your notebooks out. All right, there's lots that we can do here. This is my number one go-to app. So let's go ahead into new project. All right, new project. Depending on, first thing you need to do is decide what you're doing. Are you making something for social media? Are you doing a recap? You making a video for your mom for Mother's Day? Shout out to mothers. All right, so figure out what you're going to do. You have the opportunity to import videos, photos, or live photos, or even stock video. They have a couple things, black screen, white screen, just a few little templates that you can use if you are running low on options, okay? And once again, you have the opportunity to press that down arrow and go to that folder that I talked about. Okay, so we're going to pick some things from this. Let's go down here. We'll go boom, 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 boom. All right, so I've added 4. If you don't want something from here, you can either click it again and uncheck it, or you can just press the X here. But let's add those. All right, so when it comes to your new project, now we've added our media, okay? And now this is our main screen of where we're going to be editing it in the phone. I don't think this turns sideways, does it? No, it doesn't turn sideways, so it's only in this aspect. So we have the exit out, we have the resolution, we have the export, we have the mute, cover, so on and so forth. We're going to go through everything one by one. So first button we are going to mess with today is called edit. Now edit, what you have the opportunity to do is split. So let's say I take this media right here and I want to split it right here. Okay, I can just press split and now it has made 2 different clips for me. Okay, if it was an accident, I can press this undo button and now I have 1 clip again. So we're going to go back to edit. We have split, we have speed. Speed is going to be where you control how fast or slow it goes. So you have normal, where you can just speed it up just normally, okay? Or what you can do is, you also can control the pitch. So you know, like when you sound like a little mouse, you can control the pitch with that as well. You have the opportunity to make it smoother, and so play around with that. Okay, the other thing that you can do when it comes to speed is create a curve. So maybe no internet connection. Interesting. Okay, I have internet connection now. Is you have these different waves. So if you want the video to go fast, quick at the first part, and then slow down, you have those opportunities. So these are different ways that you can utilize that they've already pre-prepared for you right here, or you can create your own custom one. Okay, so let's say I want it, and I press edit, and I want it to go fast, and then slow, and then fast, and then slow. Okay, so I've created my own wave. All right, and I can press the check mark when I've done, and so now I have my own curve, and I can go back here when I'm ready to go back to the regular menu and start editing more. So there's split, speed, volume. Volume is up or down. So if you're turning the media up, if you turn it all the way down, you have that option. And then animation. Animation is you can animate things in videos and pictures, how they animate when they come in, how they animate when they come out, or a combo, an in and out transition. So in there once again are tons of them that you can play around with and see what works best for you. There's also a slider on how long you want it to transition in and out. If that is illuminated, you have the opportunity. Actually, I'll press one and now you can see how long it's going to fade in or out. If you don't want it anymore, press none. Same thing with out and then combo. I'll show you some of the more popular ones. So usually they're right there in the front. Some of them are popular. Pendulum is one that's super popular, but once again, it's something that goes in and out. You have the combination, and then once you choose one, you can choose the duration. All right, and so once you're finished with that, you keep going. There's also delete. If you don't like a clip, press delete. Boom, it's gone. If it's an accident, once again, press that undo button and you're good to go. All right, so back to editing, because it usually just resets every time. So now we've done delete. There's remove background. Now we're going to see if this works. So if I remove background and I'm not on a solid background, I always suggest that people do this on a solid background, so it makes it easier for the software or the app to edit it. Well, let's see how it works. Okay, so I'll go to remove background for this clip. Remove background. It does its thing. It does a pretty good job. I'm impressed. And so now the background is gone off of here, and it also kept my people. Look at that. All right, so we'll keep that. I'll play around with that a little bit later when it comes to removing the background. So we are moving on to style. Style is the way that your video moves. It's interesting. You kind of have to play around with it to be more specific, but there's a few things that you can do with this. But what I will do, I'll show you one for a picture. Okay, so here's a photo of me. We're going to add it to the timeline. It usually adds right where there's a cut. And now I can press 3D zoom. I use this a whole lot, and it will generate it for me, and so it creates a still image and makes it a moving image for you, which is awesome. So after it's done generating, so now we have this moving image here. Okay, so before it was stationary, and it has picked the foreground and the subject and has created it into a 3D one. I really like the 3D Zoom Pro and the 3D Zoom. They're awesome, but once again, they're also always updating. So this new camera shake one is also a new one that I like. I'll be using it for a future reel. Okay, so now I'll actually play it for you all. All right, so there's that. It does a really good job of that. Okay, so we've played around with style. So now we are going to continue on our mission. Extract audio. So this is where if you have a particular music or something that you said in another video that you want to utilize, you can press extract. Oh, you can actually, that's extracting the audio from the video. So I'm corrected. Extracting the audio from the video. So if you're in edit and you tap on a video and then you press extract audio, it will bring it down, and you can also recover it to put it back on your audio, or you can press undo. That will do it too, right? But if I want to extract the audio from here, then I can extract it and move it around on my timeline to take it somewhere else. Okay, next thing is edit. When it comes to edit, you can mirror. That means turning your footage around. You can rotate it however you need to be rotated, or you can crop it, make it bigger or smaller, so you can focus on a different area. You can also change the aspect ratio from here as well. So we're going to move forward and go to filters. Filters is another thing where you have just lots and lots of options. Okay, you can click through, see what you like best. You can also apply it to all. When you apply to all, of it just spread it out on your timeline, so you don't have to do one by one by one. Okay, and you can adjust the filter, so you can adjust how strong it is. So let me just pick one for here, say it's VHS. So the VHS might be a little strong for me, so if I adjust the brightness, I can adjust the contrast. This is how you just further edit to your liking if you have a particular color grade that you want to try to achieve. Okay, and then after we've done filters, right? And then adjust is another situation for your whole image as a whole, even if you don't want a filter, but you can also access it right from filters, which is wonderful. Okay, so next thing we're going to is enhance. And enhance, you can enhance your face. Has a lot of other like pick and play things. You can retouch, you can change shapes of certain things, you can enhance your eyes. You can slim your nose. So if you're doing like a talking head video and you want to play around with those, that is completely up to you. You can modify some body parts as well. Slim your legs, your waist, your head size. All right, and you can also apply that to all if it's something that you're into. And then also you can reshape. What does reshape have to stretch, slim, and resize? So go ahead and play around with those, see what those do for you. Okay, and then after enhance, we have mask. Now mask is that area, especially like if you're creating maybe those videos where you have yourself here and yourself there. Masking is what allows you to do that. So you can pretty much split the screen however you want, and you can, how am I doing this? Oh, this is like a fade. So as you're pulling down on this here, it's a fade. All right, and you should be okay. I have 2 fingers on it, and I can change it around to make it half screen. You can get rid of it. You have these options down here, but you can modify them a little bit more. But what masking does, let's say if I was to mask myself out of my situation, it will allow me to change the background or add something different here. So even on my video, we can consider you seeing my phone over here as like a masking thing, because it's now replacing what was originally there. Okay, and inverting just means that it switches it. So if I were to invert this particular thing, it would just move my phone from over here to over there. All right, that's what invert means. So okay, we've done the masking, and then there's chroma key. What happens if you pick a color for chroma key is where you hone in on a color that you want to take away. So for the sake of this, I don't have my green screen up. I'm picking the color blue. Then I go to intensity, and I can level it up, and it takes away quite a bit. So this works better with like green screen or solid colors that you want to actually take away. And then what does shadow do? Shadow is still another feature that you play around with to help clear out the color that you do not want. So we are going to take that away. All right, for the chroma key. Next one is overlay. So overlay is where you put video on top of another video. Okay, so overlay. So the interesting thing I found about CapCut is this line right here is not what is being shown. It's what's underneath that's being shown. Okay, so essentially I made this video the overlay for the video under here. Okay, and so this is being shown until this is on top. So if you're confused about which video is going to be shown, it is what is underneath. All right, and so also when you press overlay, after you have some text already there, you can add new ones. So with the overlay, if you've selected one and you say overlay, it's going to put it at the beginning. All right, so you can overlay individually, or if you're already saying I want this on top of it, it will do that. And overlay, you can have up to 6 different layers with overlays. Okay, the next one we have is replace. So you can just press replace if you've selected a clip already. That means when it's highlighted, you can literally press replace and change the media should you choose to add another picture or video. After this is stabilize. Let's say you were walking and the video is a little bit shaky. You have the option to press stabilize, and you can change this slider right here so that it does minimal cropping or recommended. Next is the opacity. Once you're clicked on one, opacity, I can make it, let me actually just make sure you can see the clip. So we're modifying this clip right here, this bottom clip, because it's at the bottom so we can see it. And so we are changing the opacity, which means making it more transparent. All right, which also darkens it as well, or can just go all the way away. So that's what opacity does. Voice effects. With voice effects, it just changes the tone of your video. So you have the opportunity to be like an elf, funny ones, and some sound ones, and some retro. So you can play around with those voice effects if you have voiceovers like this here, and change that. You have the opportunity to copy. Once you press copy, it's copying the same one, and you can it actually copies it right next to it. So I copied this one. Once I copied it, it just put this down the line. I can either undo, or I can just delete it, but I'll undo it. That makes it easier. All right, so let's go to another piece of footage and continue down the line of options. I told you this program is robust. It has a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so we've done voice effects, we've done copy. You can also reverse. So reversing is pretty much taking the clip that's going this way and then it will go that way. So if you press reverse, it will start generating how to reverse it for you. Now my video that was once forward is now backwards. Once again, if you don't want to do it, just undo. Freeze pretty much just freezes your frame. So wherever you are, if I wanted to freeze that smile, go down, I press it, make sure it's pressed, and go down and press freeze, and now I have frozen frames. Okay, so if you want to freeze the action, you have that opportunity. Click another piece of media, and as we're scrolling down, you have graphs. So graphs helps change the keyframing. So keyframes is going to be this button right here. So let's say I want the keyframe to start here, and then I choose another keyframe, but in this keyframe I'm going to zoom all the way into my big ol' eyes. Okay, so now the keyframe it's just controlling the motion of how my video goes. And then with the graphs, it helps you customize your keyframes. Use graphs to customize transitions between keyframes. So let me add another keyframe, see what it does. Okay, now will you work for me, graphs? Yes. Okay, so it looks like you have to have 3 or more graphs. So I can ease in. So that just pretty much means that between these two is saying how I want it to react. I can build a custom one. I can do ease in, which means that it slides in smoothly to the new media, or ease out, or the way that it flows to it. So you can play around with those to see how you like it. Let's do this here. You see it? It's bouncing back and forth. That is the waveform that is done, or I'm bouncing back and forth to create more movement. But you have lots of different flows and options to go from keyframe to keyframe. We're gonna go with ease in and press that. Now, so that was a lot for just editing, the edit button in and of itself. Okay, so once a clip is selected, you have all of the editing options right here. Then also when you're out, you have more. So when it's when it's selected, you have these menus, and when it's deselected, you also have these menus. Okay, so with audio, we have the options of having sounds, and within those sounds, these are the sounds that are within the app. They tend to be okay. They're not the best on iPhone, I've experienced, but you also have the opportunity to extract sound from your videos that you have in your phone, or you also have the opportunity to take sound from your phone from like iTunes. But be careful, because you can get flagged for all of that other stuff. So I tend to extract things. Maybe I'll screen record something and then extract the audio. While you're picking things, you can also press the star button to have it in your favorites, and your favorites will be collected right here. So your options for music is picking what is already pre-selected. Okay, yeah, they have a couple different things, and you can choose from them. You can preview it by pressing it, and it will play the sample for you. Okay, and if you're ready to embed it, you can just press that plus sign, and it will be right there for you. So let's go ahead while we're talking about sounds and continue on that. So we have the media here, and once it is selected, we have the opportunity to turn it down or turn it up. We have the opportunity to fade it. We can fade it from the beginning. You see those waveforms in the beginning, and we can fade it out at the end as well. We can split it just like we split a normal clip if I just wanted to have 2 different areas of it. You can match cut, and this is a feature that I don't even know about, to be honest. So it looks like I can match cut, and this is helping me edit to the beat more. So I can add a beat here or to follow along, so maybe just some guidance. And let's go back here. So this is this is telling me where I can add different media if I want to edit to the music. We can always delete something if we need to. We can change the speed of it, or we can copy. We know that makes it reappear on the end of it. So that is when it comes to sound. So we have the sounds that's on the app and on our device. We have effects, and these effects you can add, different sounds. You can preview by just pressing it. Woo! Okay, and you can add it, you can favorite it. There's lots of different opportunities for you to play around with that there. The extracted audio that you may already have on your phone, or maybe choosing a video that you want to extract from, and voiceover. So I can add a voiceover here. Luckily I'm already recording, but if you needed to add a voiceover into your project, you have that opportunity. All right, so we've done audio. Now we've done text. We'll go to text quickly. You can add text, literally just press add, type whatever you need to. You have the opportunity to change the font. When you type on font, you can scroll through all of these pre-selected ones that you have here, which are great. You have different languages here. Okay, I think they have like 6 different languages. You can change the font. You can change the style. So you can change the way that it looks here. I always like these ones here because it gives me a nice little background if I need it. You can change the color of the letters on this one here. You can add a stroke if you need to. Like, the world is your oyster when it comes to here. Effects, you can have it look like this instead. You can take off the background. Effects, you can add bubbles. It has lots of different bubbles and backgrounds that you can have to animate everything, as well as animation. So how I want this thing to show up. So once again, you have lots of ways to be able to get your point across with text. Okay, so we just added the text there. We have text templates, which we just talked about as well, where they have just pre-done things for you, so you don't have to think too hard. You have lots of options to be able to just pick and play. Social media ones, so you look at all these options that you have here. Okay, and after that you have auto captions. So if this was a video that I was talking in, I can press the auto captions. It will generate captions for me, and I can edit it just like I did in text. And then you have stickers, things that you can just add right from their great selection. But maybe you have a logo, or maybe you have a GIF or something that you want to add. You can add that right here with that plus button. I know I have a logo somewhere. Where is my logo? I'm going this way. I don't know. I'm going the wrong way still. This is my logo here. It's a transparent background, so I can press it and then I can put it right in there. I also have a branding folder, so I don't have to search for all of that stuff too far. All right. Okay. So that is your options when it comes to the text. Stickers is the same thing. We just went through all those things that we saw. Okay. And then same situation. If I have an overlay, so remember we saw overlay twice. When I clicked on the media and it's highlighted, I have the opportunity to do an overlay with there, and this will move the media down and move the rest of it over. And then also on our regular editing tools, we have the opportunity to press overlay, and this will put something in front of this media. Okay, hopefully that's not too confusing. Anyway, so overlays, effects, filters, format, canvas. Okay, so these are the same thing when it comes to effects. Adding it to your video effects, changing those. You can change your body effects, being able to change that. And then also formatting, same thing. If you want to change the layout of your video, you have the opportunity. 1:1, 16:9, lots of opportunities. Canvas, this is changing the background. So if I've changed the aspect ratio, but then I have all this dead space in the back of my video, I can change that to a solid color. I have the opportunity to also add another background. So maybe I have my own background, where you can add your own background filters here, or you can add some of their interesting backgrounds that they have as well. And then you can blur it out. So you can just literally have another copy of your media and have it blurred in the background, and you have different levels of blurration, if you will, behind there. Okay, so after that, after we've done the canvas, there's always adjusting, being able to adjust your final image and getting the color grade that you want. Now, once again, if I didn't say it, if all of your clips have sound and you don't want them to have sound, you can just press this, and this is a universal mute for all of your footage. I believe we talked about cover already. And so here, 1080, this is the aspect ratio that you're going to have. You have the opportunity to export at 480, which is very low, 720, which is medium, 1080, which is kind of standard, and you have the opportunity to do 2K to 4K. Those of you who know about frame rates, you have that here. If you don't, it should be fine. Whatever you import should be fine. And then when it's all said and done, you can press this little button right here, and it will complete your mission. I hope that's not too long for but it will export to your phone, and then after it exports, you also have some other opportunities. So you want to make sure that you keep your phone open while it's exporting. Once it's exporting, it will save to your phone. You can press play to view what you've created right here. And you can also share it on WhatsApp and TikTok, okay? Oh, one more thing that I want to make sure that I show you all. So if you're not careful, you can accidentally press this add ending button. And what that does is it adds a CapCut, just like ending. Sometimes I don't like that. So if you do that, make sure you delete it, okay? And if you need to zoom in, you can take your two fingers and just literally zoom in. Just be careful. See, I've already activated this thing again, so I'm going to delete it, but it will help you see exactly where you are. So let's say you've started editing, but you notice a mistake and you want to change it maybe in your text or something like that, but you don't know how to find it again. So you see all of these different layers identify different areas. So if you see something that was blue, that's the music. Something yellow, I believe that's a text or a sticker. So let's find out which one is which. So if I press text, we see we have this here. This is my logo that I added. That's the yellow one, so maybe it's just like a sticker or overlay, and this is the actual text. You see here, blue has been collapsed and blue is music. So just make sure, don't panic, don't start over, but you just want to go back to your main editing timeline and just click on those different ones to be able to find the various layers if you want to delete something or if you want to modify something. Now, I have been talking for quite a while. I hope that this has been helpful for you to be able to see a just vast breakdown of everything that's available to you in CapCut. It is one of my favorite apps to edit in on my phone when I'm on my phone, because I have so many opportunities to be able to produce high quality things. I'll show you one of them. Here's an example of something that I was able to make right from my phone. Oh, so yes, when you're ready to view things as well, you can press this button to view it in a full screen and then just press play.
You gotta show up if you want to get it done. If you want to get it done, you gotta show up. If you don't show up, it's not getting done. You gotta show up if you want to get it done. You gotta show up if you want to get it done. You gotta show up if you want to get it done. If you want to get up, you gotta show right up and do that. You gotta show up, do that. You gotta show up, do that. You gotta show up, do that. And if you don't show up, we get it.
All right, so that's just one of the things. But can you see what I've done in this edit right here? So I have my actual video. Let's see what else I got. I have an overlay. The overlay is my picture right here, okay? And then also, I was actually able to edit out some of the poor words by going in and splitting those clips and removing the volume for it. So lowering the volume so he wouldn't have to curse on there. And then I just played around with some different effects. All right, so here's some different effects. I just went to the effects tab and then I cut up the video in certain areas, and all of these things are all in CapCut. I made this entire video in CapCut, just playing around with different aspects of it. So I hope you have a good time playing around with CapCut. If you make a video, feel free to tag me in it. I love to see the wonderful things that you create. Thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end of this video. It was a lot, but I hope it was worth it. We'll see you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon.